We've all heard of Saint Faustina Kowalska, the Polish nun who brought the world the message of divine mercy. But did you know that her journey to sainthood was marked by miracles so extraordinary, they changed lives, and ultimately, history itself? Today, I want to share a story with you. It's the story of a miracle that led to her beatification and canonization, and it's more than just an event. It's a story that touches the heart and calls us to reflect on God's mercy in our own lives. Saint Faustina was born Helena Kowalska on August 25, 1905, in Poland. But she didn't always know she was destined for sainthood. In fact, she never planned on becoming a nun. At the age of 19, she was living a simple life, when something extraordinary happened. She was at a dance with her sister when suddenly, she had a vision. A vision of a suffering Jesus. And he said to her, "How long shall I put up with you, and how long will you keep putting me off?" Those words pierced her heart, and she knew in that moment, she had a calling. A divine mission. She left the dance, traveled to Warsaw, and joined the Sisters of Our Lady of Mercy. That day, she received the religious name, Faustina, a name that would echo through the world. Fast forward many years later, to the 1980s. Maureen Deegan, a 25-year-old woman in America, was living with a terminal disease called lymphedema, a disease that causes severe swelling and pain. She'd already had 50 surgeries, and her doctors told her that her leg would need to be amputated. But Maureen, struggling with doubt and pain, had one thing left to hold on to: prayer. Her husband, Bob, watched the documentary on divine mercy and became convinced that Maureen needed the intercession of Senior Faustina herself. He persuaded her and her doctors to travel to Poland, to visit Saint Faustina's tomb. On March 23, 1981, Maureen prayed at the Shrine of Divine Mercy in Krakow, asking Senior Faustina for help. "Okay, Faustina," she said, "I came a long way, now do something." And then, a miracle happened. Maureen felt a sudden shift, a release of pain, like her body was healing from the inside. Her leg, the one that doctors had said would have to be amputated, began to return to its normal size. The miracle was real. Maureen's healing wasn't just a coincidence. 5 doctors examined her and confirmed the impossible. She was healed. Not just healed, she was cured of a disease deemed untreatable. Her healing was so extraordinary that it was investigated by the church, and the miracle was officially recognized. It was through this very miracle that Saint Faustina was beatified on April 18, 1993, and later canonized on April 30, 2000, by none other than Pope John Paul II. But that's not the end of the story. There's another miracle, one that involves Father Ron Pytel, a priest who was given only a few years to live after being diagnosed with a heart condition. Father Ron didn't give up. On October 5, 1995, the feast day of Saint Faustina, he prayed for healing, asking for her intercession. He felt her presence, venerated her relic, and collapsed, feeling paralyzed, yet at peace. When he saw his cardiologist soon after, the doctor was stunned. Father Ron's heart, which had been severely damaged, was completely healed. He was living proof that miracles still happen. And not just physical healing. Ron's spiritual life was transformed. He became an ambassador for Saint Faustina's message of mercy. He says, "I know in my heart that Faustina put in a word with Jesus, and his heart touched mine." It's as simple as that. Father Ron's healing became the miracle that led to Saint Faustina's canonization. What's the message in all of this? It's the message of mercy, a message that transcends time and space. Jesus, through Saint Faustina, calls us to trust in Him, to surrender our pains, our doubts, and our fears. It's the message that no matter how far we've fallen, how broken we feel, God's mercy is always there for us. And sometimes, just like in Maureen and Father Ron's stories, that mercy comes in the form of miracles. So let us pray, with Saint Faustina, Jesus, I trust in you. Let us open our hearts to His mercy, and allow that mercy to transform our lives, just as it transformed Maureen, Father Ron, and millions of others. If you're struggling today, if you feel lost or unworthy, know that God is always ready to embrace you with love and mercy. His heart is open to you. Trust in Him. Jesus, I trust in you.